Question 2 is a geometry question. You're given a few parallel lines L1, L2 and L3 and a couple of transversals as well. You need to find the measure of the angles alpha, beta and gamma. Not necessarily in that order. So you need to remember the various rules of transversals and parallel lines that we've come across. So first of all I'm going to work out gamma. I can just automatically say that that's 40 degrees. And why is that the case? Well, we have a transversal and we have some parallel lines. So it makes that kind of F shape. And we know that when you have that shape, there's a rule that talks about corresponding angles that says the two angles are the same. Secondly, we can talk about this triangle. We already have two of the angles. We know that there's 115 degrees there, and we've just figured out that gamma is 40 degrees. So this last one, alpha, we can work out because we know that internal angles of a triangle have to add to 180 degrees. So we know that 115 plus gamma plus alpha is 180, and that's because they're internal angles in a triangle. I know that gamma is 40, so I've got 115 plus 40 plus alpha is a 180. That's 165 plus alpha is 180. And so alpha has to be 25 degrees. Now, beta is probably the hardest one to come up with, and that's why I've kind of left it until last. You need to figure out another angle first before you can even get to beta. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can approach this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make corresponding angles here. So I know that this is 40 degrees. What I also know is we have a straight line here, and of course angles on a straight line have to add to 180 degrees. So I know beta plus 40 degrees is 180, and that's because it's a straight line. So beta has to be 140 degrees. The other way you could come at beta is you could talk about this being a quadrilateral, so the angles have to add to 360 degrees, and you know two of the angles. You can find the third one through whatever method you like, and then put beta in an equation that says the four angles add to 360 degrees. I think this way is a little bit shorter and potentially even a little bit easier to understand.